He's looked very strong, and isn't it incredible how a couple of good races suddenly he believes he has a place at the front of the field, and he's not intimidated by the big names who've been around for many, many seasons.
That's right, and only at 24-year-old, the least out of the whole pack, he really is the least experienced at World Cup racing. As you say, he's just got this wonderful, almost no pressure feeling.
27, 28 kilometers per hour there, managing on the gradual uphills. A lot faster than that on the downhills, but on the big climbs here, they're reduced to around 10 to 12 kilometers an hour. But every 5 years or so, the speed significantly increases. Some of that's to do with fitness and the training methods. A lot of it is to do with the equipment that they use as well.
I think one aspect of this new season is how many athletes have closed in on the amazing ski times of Svensson and Fourcade. So there are now 30 athletes who are only, in yesterday's race, only about 43 seconds separated in actual ski time, not including range times, just ski time.
And how would you explain that?
I think it's knowledge of training and sharing of information. We used to have teams clamping down and not sharing any information, not giving any little secrets away. Now, and I suppose with all this information out there, everybody's doing much the same thing, and it's managed to close them up entirely. Mark Kirchner there, in his day, East Germans had their knowledge base, and it was fantastic. They didn't share, and of course at that time, Germany, then moving into West Germany, or when it became one, they were great. Anderson just looking a bit worried. Well, there's no Norwegians in that top group. First Norwegian is Labe Lund in 17th.
Well, that's a surprise. Labe Lund over 30 seconds behind after the second shoot. He's trying to claw it back now. Svensson, I guess we ought to try and find out where Svensson's gone after his first shoot. So I think he's down in 12th place with just one miss. So he's actually ahead of Labe Lund. He is in 12th at the moment. He missed on the first shoot. He went clear on the second. Bjorn Dahlen, one miss on each of the prones, so he's 34 behind. Bergman of Sweden, 1-0. He stands around 15 to 20 seconds down on the leaders. And Bjorn Ferrymark, who went clear on the first shoot, has got a missed one on the second shoot, and he's now 30 seconds behind the leaders. He's not out of it quite yet.
Yeah, Bjorn Ferry, he missed his first shoot, and then his first shot, and then he really backed off with his shooting pace to guarantee he got the next four.
22, Arndt Pfeiffer. I'm not convinced by Pfeiffer. I don't think Musigang's convinced by Pfeiffer quite yet this season, Mike, but he's certainly a man that when he hits form will be in a position to win. And I think if you were Pfeiffer, you'd say, well, why don't we aim to peak for Ruhpolding and then hope to keep the peak all the way through to the World Championships?
Yes, he certainly hasn't had the magic yet on the range either, and that's hand in hand, isn't it? Your form is a little off, your shooting is down, your recovery takes longer when you come into the range. It's still a major fight out here on the track. Now there's pace, there's a real drive to try and separate this leading 8 from the rest of the pack.
Now, do you think it makes a difference having two from the same nationality up the front? Lesser leading, Bernbacher showing Lesser a fair amount of respect, whereas were it France with Fourcade or the Russians with Ustigov, they might try and put a bit of pressure on the young German.
Quite possibly, and Lesser is not the fastest in that lead pack, and I think it will allow the strong men, Svensson, Fourcade, there they are, chasing him down.
Svensson moved from 12th up into 10th. And he's now, I think he's at 16.9 off the leaders, having been over 20 seconds behind, so he's working hard. Martin Fourcade working extremely hard, having missed on that second shoot. The men who have gone clear so far, Lesser, Fack, Pinter, Schemp and Burke, all shooting 10 out of 10. Jean-Philippe Legelica, Canada, hit 10 out of 10. And they are the only men. So we've got 9 who've hit the perfect score so far. Will it take a perfect score to win? Not necessarily.
A further 13, Patrick, have only missed one, and that takes us down to 23rd position.
OK, well, if we're going to look at the best, we might as well look at the worst. Who's got the worst shooting record for the day? Oops. Oh, you won't get any prizes for guessing. Lars Berger, 2 misses on the first prone, and the same again on the second. So he's 1 minute 38 off the leaders. That's disappointing for Lars, and maybe that will be him back to the IBU Cup for the next round. It's a bit of a yo-yo season for Lars Berger. So here we go, shoot number 3, the first in the stand position, and a critical time with 10 athletes. In fact, 9 on the range at the moment. Another 5 about to arrive.
It's perfect shooting conditions, just slight fluttering of the flags, not enough to move the rifle.
Ustigov and Bernbacher the first to strike. Lesser the first to miss of the leaders, and Jakub throws one wide. Lesser's got 2 wide, so maybe he was struggling with the pace that he was trying to keep at the front, but his teammate Bernbacher so consistent, and his confidence in the mass start is similar to that of Raphael Poiré when he was at his best.
Incredible. I'm just thinking right now, is Bernbacher unstoppable? He loves this race as well, and interestingly, Lesser came in first, pushed the pace all the way around that track. He's missed 3 out of 5.
Well, Bernbacher may think that 15 seconds is enough, but the bad news for him is that the man chasing is Martin Fourcade. But I think Bernbacher will be confident that he can out-ski Fourcade on the last loop, so that could be a very tight affair. Question is, will Fourcade and Ustigov try and close down that gap, or will they just stay at 15-20 seconds, hoping that the German will miss?
I think they're going to completely and utterly strategy close down that leading gap to try and put Bernbacher under some kind of pressure. He just doesn't feel it normally.
Okay, well, if you're Bernbacher, are you going to push 100% to try and increase the gap, or do you say, I've got an advantage, I can afford to ski slow and increase my chances of hitting the targets?
I think he'll just be he did take a look around here. I think he'll be trying to keep within his own comfort zone, trying not to change anything, but his lead it's really substantial. Bjorn Ferry's moved up to 9th. He did clear his first 5, and he does shoot fast, Ferry, so still there in the race. But Bernbacher, that rifle didn't move barely, even when he's recocking the weapon to put the next bullet in. Uwe Musegang sending the good news around the track.
Here's the race leader, Andy Bernbacher, who has shot the perfect 15 out of 15, and he is one of only 2 to have done so. Now, I thought Bjorn Ferry missed earlier on, Mike, but looking at the caption now on our computer feed, he's hit 15 out of 15 and has only managed to move up into 9th place. I'm slightly surprised by that. I think that might be a mistake.
I think I was quite sure he missed 1, but the caption's certainly saying he's got 15 out of 15, and he only shares that distinction with Bernbacher. But Bernbacher, he just shoots so fast as well. Is he going to feel the pressure this time in? And then there's also the fact that he has to ski a further 3 kilometers after his shoot.
Well, here are the chasing 4. We don't need to tell you the nationalities. We've got France, Russia and Slovenia. Just having a look to see which of the Russians. Number 14 is Anton Shapulin, and number 3 is Yevgeny Ustigov. And just behind him, Jakub looking for his 3rd win of the season. He's still in a very strong position. Now, should Bernbacher make a mistake, Mike, we've got some very strong skiers in this middle pack. And behind, I think that looks like Dominic Landerting are leading the way for Austria, and they're doing some good work closing the gap down. Labe Lund of Norway is in there. Tim Burke of USA still in with a chance, and number 18, that was Bjorn Ferry, who's certainly got a chance of this one. And then in the 4th group, led by Emil Hegler Svensson, and Svensson's shooting 1:01.
Svensson's almost, I think, Patrick, got to throw all caution to the wind and just do what he does best. The fastest on the track, the last couple of days. He wasn't yesterday, he was in the sprint race.
Were you impressed with his performance yesterday?
Yeah, very solid, and didn't see, well, of course he was pushed, but missing just 1 out of 20 is it's exceptional when you're in that pursuit situation and head-to-head with Fourcade.
Yeah, interesting in the press conference. Svensson said he was quite pleased with his shoot, 0:01. He said the last shoot, although he missed 1, he managed to focus on his targets. Martin Fourcade admitted that he could only think about Svensson and not his targets, and he said that was why he missed 2 as opposed to clearing all 5. He said he lost the mental game on that occasion.
Isn't that incredible? I'm surprised he admitted to it, but it's so difficult not to be aware of the athlete and who it is beside you.
Svensson still 41 seconds, so effectively 2 shots behind the leaders in this group. I think something extraordinary has got to happen at the front of the field. If we go back to the top of the field, Mike, Bernbacher, I think, is pretty much hot favourite with a 15-second margin. He's very consistent shooting as well. He's gone clear so far, so I think you'd be a brave man to bet against him. But if we look at the next 4, Fourcade, Ustigov, Fak, Shapulin, which one of them has the ability to clear the 5?
I've got a good feeling about Shapulin today. He's rested. He had a terrible, his worst ever shoot in a 10-kilometre at senior level. He only hit 2 out of 10 2 days ago.
Yeah, bad conditions. He was unlucky.
But that's it. So that's why I feel he's got his centering back. He's got his mindset back again. So it's difficult to say about Shapulin for me.
Now, are they closing? They started 15 seconds down on Bernbacher. We're going to get a split. It's now 17. So Martin Fourcade isn't managing to claw back on the leaders. But there's no doubt that the third group, led by Tim Burke at the moment, are close.